Hello. How are you all? I thought I was in a Pantera state of mind. I think this is going to be a rant-heavy show. I just have a feeling. It's not like I have any creative control over this show, but I think rants are going to factor into it because I have some enemies to take shots at tonight as far as booksellers, book scammers, jerks. Hey, what's up, Jason? I just jumped in because he's the newest one. So Kyle, Hans, Mark, David, Phil, David. There's two different Davids. Mark again, Phil again, and Jason, and Ron, and Christopher, and Ray. Hello, everybody. Yes, missed you last week, Jason. Glad to see you back. I'm appreciative for everybody who shows up here. If you don't know, I'm Jeff, and this is the Jeff word, and I now have an air horn. So I don't know how many people want this incorporated into the show. I know my cats don't. So yes, it's gonna be rant heavy. A lot of jerks in the book selling world. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. All the small T's, Joshua. But so before I get into any rants, I'm gonna get into the bucket. And the bucket says it's Guinness tonight. It's Guinness. My brother-in-law gave me 6 of these, so I'm grateful to have some stout in the house, Mitch. Some stout in the house that Mitch had nothing to do with. So, Gary's here. Hey, Gary, rants are the greatest. Yeah, I got a lot, such a bad vibes in the world right now. I don't know. Howie, what's up? Yeah, sorry, had a family emergency. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it was an emergency. Obviously, you got to pass. There are more important things to do than to be here. Guinness. If you've never had a Guinness, it's a Guinness. I mean, it's not going to be anything special, can to can. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, I'm not liking the lighting, man. I don't have a staff. I got to take care of the lighting right there, and then I'm like dead center here. Fisheye lens I don't like. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. Beetlejuice, pizza giraffe. See? You thought I was going to summon them, but I pulled it and I put pizza giraffe in there. I have Manos here. Yes, so first off, Miscatonic. Anybody know this Larry Roberts guy? Miscatonic. Do not buy from Miscatonic. Miscatonic booksellers. I know I keep saying the name. Now that's like giving you giving him more attention than he deserves. He's a jerk. He is a jerk. So here's what he did. It's bad business practice. You do. Well, here's what he did, Ron. He listed a book for sale, and then someone I know, he did make good. So he listed a book for sale for $125. And then when the person went to buy it, in the cart, it turned into $175. So when confronted with this bait and switch, which is exactly what it was, he said, no, it's $175. I sold the first 5 copies at $125. Now they're $175. And so it was going back and forth that way. It was bullshit. And we're like, well, I got involved because I got invade everywhere. And I said, so was it clearly communicated on there? He goes, the guy knew every step of the way during checkout that it was going to be $175. He doesn't like it. I'll refund him the money and restock the book. But that wasn't the point. The point was you did a bait and switch. It was bullshit. He called you out on it. And you're like, I'll just give you a refund. Like, that's your only thing. So I'm like, and I explained to him, I go, I shouldn't have to explain how your business is bullshit. But if you buy a $10 item, you agree to click on a $10 item on Amazon, and then in your cart, it automatically goes up to, or magically goes up to $15. Guess what? You're buying your $10 product and then $5 worth of bullshit that you didn't want. And so do you see how your stuff is bullshit? And he's like, I gave him every chance. I'm going to give him a refund. And so the guy who's buying the book was on the fence. He's like, I don't know if I want, to walk away from this. I really want the book. So he wasn't getting back to the guy that night. He was going to wait till the morning. Well, in the meantime, the guy cancels the order on him and refunds him. And then I'm like, you're a jerk. You're this total bullshit. And I go, you know what? And the thing is, you didn't even screw me over. You screwed somebody else over. This is not my book. It's not my money. And it's just between you and this guy. And seeing the way you handle this, I guarantee it'll never be between me and you. And he's like, oh, I've been doing this 35 years. I think I'll be okay without you. And by the way, get a haircut. Jesus. Like, that's what you got? That's this douchebag. That's what you got. That's it. You're not going to say, all right, I'm sorry for the miscommunication. Yes, I meant to tear these out. Sorry you got caught in it. Look, I'll honor this price, but just so you know, I'm sorry. Please reach out. And you're in a business. You're here to sell books. And now you're telling the people that you kind of got one over on them. When they clicked on the item, it was a certain price, and then it turned into something else. So anyway, if you don't have anything to say, then you're just going to tell me to get a haircut. Okay. That's it. And then not only is he a bait and switch artist, but he also, what else did he do? He took the thread down, so I couldn't even get a screen grab. I was going to post about it, but it just totally pissed me off. Anyway, the story ends where he gives the guy the book at $125. He said, here you go. He goes, just because, he goes, just to let you know, you called me out for bait and switch. You felt I was bait and switching you on Facebook. That's why I refunded, because I didn't want you to have any bad feelings about it. But to show you it wasn't a bait and switch, I'll give it to you for $125. So they went through with the sale. And the problem I have with that is he didn't apologize and he didn't admit anything. So he's still a douchebag in my book. And I would highly recommend everybody stay away from him and Miscatonic, because that's a bad business practice. And it's not even that the price went up. Like, that is shady. But when you're called out on it, you have to at least address it like a man and not like a little shit. Miscatonic, if you don't know, is a fictional university from H.P. Lovecraft. Yes. What's up, Stephen Williston Jr.? I know an eBay seller that goes by the name Miscatonic. What's up, expat dreamer? Heisenberg, pizza giraffe. Dude, the same crap happens on Ticketmaster right now. You put a $100 ticket in the cart and go to checkout, and the fees literally change right in front of your eyes. And that's the thing. That's why it's on. It's getting a congressional act, man. It's getting a congressional act of Congress. Larry was also the owner publisher of Bloodletting Books, which put out some pretty good stuff back in the day. Well, that's great. He's deflecting. Yeah. So can anyone tell me, Jeff, where is all this taking place? On Facebook? Yes. Took place on Facebook. Hey, Patty R. Patty. Yeah. Facebook. Somebody was buying via the website and then got the hang up. It was a private message situation, and somebody linked to it. It was on Sign Limited Awesome, I believe. He posted it there, and then that's where the thread took place, and then it was taken down because it was Larry Roberts's post for sale. It was a sale post, and so he had domain over that post, so he took it down, and just, yeah, he's a D-bag. And Mark was like, plaster this everywhere. Everybody needs to know what a jerk he is. And I'm like, I'm holding off. This is kind of someone else's business to deal with. And I'm not going to do that. And it looks like he's doing right by the guy anyway. But you shouldn't have to do right because everybody's tearing you a new asshole. You should just be doing right because it's good business. I mean, doing the right thing is good business. Especially in such a small community like what we have here. I knew I'd hear of Miscatonic, but I didn't know it was fictional. So many colleges in the US, I could never keep up. Yeah, it was fictional in Lovecraft world. Hello, number one. Today was a great day because it was delivery day for a big box of Centipede, Dune Messiah, Visiting Maze, and Dreams from the Dark Side, all included. Now, this book in question was Visiting Maze. It was all over that book. How about those beat up CD? Well, that's my next rant. Yeah, there is a Miscatonic Books website. There is. Those are amazing books, by the way, Jason. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. is correct. Must be the same Miscatonic bookseller I have bought from off eBay. Maybe, and maybe everything was flawless. And maybe he was having a bad day. And I don't know. I think what happened was he listed the book at 125, realized people were selling it for more, and thought, oh shit, I need to sell it for more. And just in midstream raised the price with no warning. And then my friend got caught in that transaction stream. And instead of the guy being a stand-up guy, he was a total jerk about it, never admitted anything, never apologized. So he can go pound sand. And then the guy, my friend, got the book, and it came in good condition, which I thought there'd like be a knife hole through it or something. Nice, Jason. I got Visiting Maze the other day. Looks great. On the fence for the Kasowski. I'm tempted and will surely regret it if it sells out. It will. R.L. Stein is the rated PG version of Stephen King. Yes. Maybe G. You know, if you don't have Guinness in a long time, the next one still tastes like the Guinness you've had. Pantera. The angriest band. Yeah. Yeah, the angriest band on the planet. I don't know if Phil Anselmo ever got therapy that he needed. I am late, but I'm here. Now we can start. We just finished with your story. Oh, never mind. Anyone know what Thunderstorm Behold the Void is going for on the secondary market? It shouldn't be going for anything because Behold the Void is still available at Thunderstorm. So you don't need to go to the secondary market. You can get Behold the Void. I'm refreshing the page right now. It's still in stock. So that price is still $110. So go get it. Go buy it. Matt, what are you waiting for? Buy it. I got it right here. It's behind my Days of the Dead poster. Just a little fun thing. I wanted some, some gore going up. So I did that. So yeah, it should be $110. The secondary should not have any impact as of yet. And if you're buying it off the secondary for more, you're getting ripped off. If you're buying it for less, then maybe that's the way to go. But it's $110. So yes, CD is my other rant. Oh, I will say one last thing about Miscatonic. You know, a lot of the grief some people were giving sub press about marking up books, new publications, not their books, but books they've bought from other books they're selling from other publishers, and they're marking them up to meet the secondary market values because they sold out at the other publisher, and everybody gives them grief, and it's like, that's wrong. But I still have more respect for what they're doing because they're upfront about it. They're not slime balls. They're not bait and switch slime balls. So, there's that. Terriatonic. Or buy it off the dark websites. So bummed I missed the Miscatonic chat. Yes, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr., you are here. Did I not acknowledge you? I thought I did. He was here. He was here. Yeah. Minus last B. Terriatonic. So yes. That was at the top of the bill, Mitch. I'm sorry. Top of the bill. So the next thing I have is CD. What a bucket of suck they are. Seriously. They have just, it's funny. It's like if Michael Scott from Dunler Mifflin took over a small press publishing company and just made all the stupidest decisions ever. I I don't know how they could be worse. I will never purchase anything from CD again, period. I actually have it ordered direct, but then Camelot told me they're sending me a matching set of both books. Oh, so now I have an extra. I see. So you're going to, okay. Well, it's a little early to put it out there on the secondary, Matt. So you just got to hold on for one more day. Hold on for one more day, just like China Phillips instructed us. CD you will never not be disappointed. I made a joke over on the Dark Tower forums that CD Cemetery Dance limited editions are so limited that even the people who order them, pay for them, don't get them. That's how limited they are. That's a whole other level. So they are just a disaster. I have several things written down here. So first of all, they have this magazine, which started in Richard Chismar's dorm room, and it was the passion project that created the failing empire that is Cemetery Dance. And it's those humble beginnings that are magic and beautiful and wonderful, and that I think Richard Chismar has squandered. And they created this magazine, and it blossomed. And then they did books, and then they did limited editions. Stephen King got involved, all that stuff along the way. And now Richard Chismar thinks he's Stephen King, so he's going to go out and write and just ignore everything else. So the magazine was like, I don't know, 4 years late. And some magazines just should never be 4 years late. And I would say, when I say some magazines, I mean the vast majority of magazines, because magazines by their very nature are timely. They have articles that pertain to today, and if you bought them in 5 years, you would just you'd get a kick out of the quaintness of it, because you're like, oh yeah, I remember 5 years ago when that book came out and all that. And that's exactly what happened. They published this magazine. First of all, they shipped it like garbage. They didn't put it in an envelope, and then they blamed the printer for not putting it in an envelope. The paper quality was horrible, and so they just slapped a sticker right on the cover and dropped it in the mail like it was your Burger King coupons. And that's basically how it showed up, like a big ball of Burger King coupons. And so people were mad because they thought they had a collectible thing. And then they open it. So it only gets worse, because the cover is damaged and the paper is paper thin. Some of them showed up in really great condition, and those were the exceptions. So I guess if they're going to sell them as a collector item, they have a heads up on that. But they they first showed up damaged, but the damage continues as you read the content. They gave timely interviews and reviews of books such as If It Bleeds, and they gave previews of another book called Later by an author named Stephen King. They misspelled Stephen King's name, and they put it right out in the world. They instead of being embarrassed and doing quality control, Richard's just like, "What? We got a magazine? Yeah, but it has all this out. I don't care. Print it. Whatever. What are they going to do? Cancel more orders? Whatever. Print it." And they printed it and shipped it. They took time to remove Thomas Monteleone's article, which I gave them credit for. That was, I thought, a good move. But they should have given the whole magazine an overhaul, took out anything that was even remotely timely, which might have been a lot of it. But they have stories in there. Maybe they could have. No, they have other magazines, I don't know, in the works. Could they have pulled content from the most recent one and put it in there? And just like, all right, well, we have a 5-year gap. We cannot possibly put this on a shelf in 2023 when it has content from 2019. But yet they did. But yet they did. And it's funny because Jared, in his newsletter yesterday, put out a cover for the Twilight Zone magazine, which I used to have a subscription to back in the day. I love that magazine. And then they went belly up, and Omni took over their subscription base. And it was like more of a science instead of science fiction magazine. So I was done with it. But, Twilight Zone was done anyway. And he put up a picture of a cover from Twilight Zone 1982. And I thought, wow, see, now that's how it should be. When you see an old magazine, how quaint and retro and nostalgic it might feel. And, and like that is appropriate. But Richard Chizmar almost did the exact same thing with no sense of self-awareness, not even going for the nostalgia. They could have said, this is our throwback. This is our pre-COVID magazine throwback to remind us what life was like before COVID. Ha, ha, ha. At least something. Oh, yeah. All three. I didn't get a chance to crack open art book. I'm still a fan of Cemetery Dance. I wish them well, and I hope they come back from all this. I want the magazine to come back to regular publication, and I hope for the Doubleday books to be done. Yes, Hans, I agree with all that. It would be wonderful if the magazine came back. It would be wonderful if the Doubleday Years books were done. It would be wonderful if all their pre-orders were fulfilled. It would be wonderful if Richard Chizmar gave a shit about his business. See? That's where it all comes back to. He's got to care. And if he doesn't care, things just going to wither on the vine. And more proof, more case in point is they recently did that $4,000 signature book. They did A Face in the Crowd and then The Long Way Home, or whatever it was. It was Richard Chizmar's cash grab to make money to fund old projects that he's neglected. And they had a short story written by Stephen King and Stuart Onan, and it's called Face in the Crowd. And it was just too short to publish as a standalone book, which they touted. We are publishing this for the first time as a standalone novel, hardcover. But we're putting it with this other book that nobody wanted. It was a reprint of one of Richard Chizmar's stories. So they're putting those together, they're bundling it. And the lettered edition was double 52 copies, signed by Stephen King, selling for $4,000. And at the time, people are like, you can get A Face in the Crowd on Kindle right now for free. They're seriously publishing this short story, putting a signature on it and calling it, it's not worth $4,000, but that's what they're charging. And it's sold out. And well, somebody pointed out that they went to Amazon this week, and the date of the book, because they're doing a trade edition, it was supposed to be published last week, and then Amazon said, we expect this to ship in 5 to 6 weeks. So there's proof it was a cash grab. He just needed a cash infusion. He wanted a bridge loan. He created a promise. He's like, I'm a person such that I can sell a promise and I never have to fulfill it. Now, I don't know why he's not a politician in Baltimore. He could easily be running for, because that's what a politician does. They make a promise and then they go, what? COVID? What? Oh, what do you want me to do? Printers. Oh, what am I going to do? It's not my fault. I know I made the promise, but I'm not supposed to keep it. What? Wow. And so he sold the promise, and then it's just that's another one that's going to rot on the vine. Well, the funny thing is, if you go to the Cemetery Dance production update page, they tackle both of these issues right in the front. So they wrote, unfortunately, paper shortages and printer delays strike once again. It's like a cloud that's only over Cemetery Dance. Only them. Paper shortages and printer delays are only affecting CD. We just learned that the trade hardcover of our double book, A Face in the Crowd, The Longest December, will be another 4 to 5 weeks before copies are ready to ship to us. They just learned this. Hey, guys, it's just like a politician, right? They do something awful, they get busted for it, and then they go on the news, say, I'm learning about this right along with you guys. I'm not any more informed than anybody else. Oh, we have several thousand individual pre-orders for this title, as well as 5-figure quantities going to online and brick and mortar booksellers. So this extended delay is troublesome. Oh no, really? Alas, we are at the printer's mercy, and there's nothing we can do about it. So 2 times in one short paragraph, they're like, it is not us. Go chase the boogeyman. That boogeyman's the printer. Go chase that boogeyman. We may decide to run a relatively low number of print-on-demand hardcover copies to fulfill retail purchases orders that expire soon. But longtime customers and booksellers will receive the more finely crafted edition produced by our printer. Oh, wait, by your printer? So who's the fault? Your printer is going to save everybody, but your printer failed everybody? Stunad? It's just so funny. But don't worry, we'll get out these print-on-demand ones. But your finely crafted one is going to be a beautiful promise in your head. You may never get it. Our longtime customers are going to be even longer time customers, and you may never get it. There's good news on the horizon. Interview with a Vampire, which is like, 6 years on pre-order? And Caretakers are both nearly finished, and we expect to begin shipping within the next couple weeks. And then, regarding Cemetery Dance Magazine issue number 78, due to cost complications. Oh, wow. You're just such victims. We were forced to ship Cemetery Dance Magazine issue without envelopes. So, cost complications. Wait, is that because the magazine was sold with 2019 dollars and now you had to fulfill it with 2023 dollars? If so, suck up those cost complications. Those are your cost complications. We are not happy with the outcome. Oh no. And we'll continue to explore other options for future issues. Future is a funny word for them to use, including using thicker cover stock and shrink wrapping issues. We understand the collectible nature of the item, and please reach out to us if there are issues so that we can make it right. Well, can you go and change all the content in the magazine so it's relevant to 2023? Maybe you can have an article about Holly. I don't know. That's the next Stephen King book. Stephen book. I don't know how they misspelled it. It was like Stepehn. Stephen. We are currently in the process of overhauling our product update page to make it far more accessible and up to date. Now, I will say their product update page is the best fiction they produce. We hope to have it ready soon with updates on old projects. Issue 79 of the magazine, so you get to find out what happened in 2020. Oh, it's going to say, it's going to be the social distance issue, the masks and vax issue. That's what it's going to be. Thank you for your time and patience, and we look forward to bringing a satisfactory product. Not an excellent one. We're just going to settle for satisfactory at this point to both our longtime readers, the ones you've abused for a long time, as well as a brand new generation of horror enthusiasts. That last word is kind of funny. I don't know if I've ever considered myself a horror enthusiast. I know I've missed a lot of comments. Keep in mind that a lot of new people now work for CD. I hope they work out all their kinks and return to their former glory. I know. I do too. I do too. And I got to say, it's like I said, I don't put the blame. I put the blame on Chismar. And that said, he is doing good things for some authors. So nobody's 100% horrible. And I'd rather just roll my eyes and say, oh my God, he's so incompetent and whatever, and laugh about it. But Camelot Books is top notch. Yes, they are. Okay, the face in the biz is total garbage. You got that right. Adding his own little title to the book so he can claim high book sales on King's Coat Tales once again was obvious and lame. I think it was padding too. You just, oh, I'll be happy to get an interview. Yeah, I'll be happy to get anything I paid for. At least their trade line is on the up and up. Yes, what another disaster for that trade line. Oh, that I just don't. It just pisses me off so much, and I guarantee. So those the face in the crowd book. What really gets me is he's already spent all that money. All that money he needed to bail himself out, he already used to bail himself out. It's gone. So now he's just going to constantly, and I got to say this is all speculative. I don't know. I'm not Mitch, right? I'm not an accountant. I don't have access to the books, man. But it sure strikes me is that he keeps repeating the cycle of being a daredevil, playing fast and loose, pursuing his dreams, and then sobering up and having to come back to the grown-ups table and figure out some way out of his mess. And he just keeps digging. Dreams from the Dark Side is one of those CP sleeper titles that should have sold out in 5 minutes at that price. Yeah, I think it was just an art book. I think that might be why a lot of people pulled out. Or, I mean, geez. I may look to score a copy on the secondary, depending on how it turns out. I'm pretty happy with the Easton Deluxe Edition, though. No Rice singing that, however. Yeah. The first sentence in issue 78, being Richard's editorial, has a typo of repeating the line of text. The first sentence you read. Wow. You would think at the very least you had it sitting there for 5 years. That thing's going to be tight. Tight. You could go and fine tune it for 5 years and get it perfect. But no. It's 5 years and they still, or 4 years or whatever, and they still just plop it out like it's a turd. On the outlier, clearly, CD shouldn't be in business. I think what should happen is that me and producer Jill should buy CD. We should buy it and then publish. Somebody should. I've only ever had the paperback I bought of Interview. Yeah. I don't see how any company can have this many missteps and still be in business. No, I think, it's so funny. When we were in Chicago, when we got Amazon Prime, you could almost get it within the day. It was like, it'll be at least next day delivery on everything. And then we moved to Chattanooga, and Amazon's a little more delayed, and you feel it like, oh, okay, well, it's 3 days or whatever, 2-3 days. Whatever, it's no big deal, but you just get used to that instant gratification. And in that world where people expect same day everything, here is this antiquated dinosaur that really just doesn't even care. And their open disrespect, because Richard's never stepped up to the mic and gone, hey guys, you know what? I screw everything up and I'm sorry. And then we'd all be like, hey, Richie, come on, it's okay, Richie. Just, that's really all you got to do is communicate and apologize. Own it. But no. Paper shortages and damn printers. Oh, will COVID ever end? If Cemetery Dance can make Darkman by King into a single volume book, they could have done Face in the Crowd as a single volume. Yeah, I think Glenn Chadbourne's just like, Richie, my hands are bleeding, man. I can't do another one of those. I really hope they do a great job with it. I had high hopes for their Southern reach and decided to pass once I saw how it turned out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how interview is going to turn out. I don't see how anybody can look forward to that release with excitement, you know? I'd be nervous. I'd be like, you're gonna get tissue paper. It's gonna be onion paper. It's gonna be so you're gonna be like seeing the other words through the other page. It's gonna be so bad because paper shortages. It's not like Centipede Press, Levidian, Earthling, SUNTUP, or SST can get paper. Oh, what? It's like it's practically mid-world. That's where they are, mid-world, where paper is a premium. The Beasts of 42nd Street had some typos too. Phase instead of phase, etc. They need a proofreader. Wow. They're getting this is Borderlands territory. And I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something in the water in Baltimore, you know? Maybe they got Poe rabies. Ugh. I don't know. Yeah, that book does sound intriguing. The Beasts of 42nd Street does sound intriguing, but you know, I was gonna get Sunny Pines. Oh, that's funny because Sunny Pines, they sent out an email promoting Sunny Pines, which is Keelan Patrick Burke, Ray Garton. I can't read. Is Norman Prentice? I don't remember who the other two authors are. Apologies to those fine folks, but it's a book, and in the in the short description of the book, right before the link, they had like 3 paragraphs about Sunny Pines, and then the last paragraph is about Beasts of 42nd Street. So they just didn't they just used the template, and then they didn't even bother to take out that last paragraph. But at that point, it's like, wow, at least it's not another email about chasing the boogeyman or becoming the boogeyman. Yeah, I was glad I passed in Southern Reach. Hopefully, interview turns out well. Yeah. Um, that's funny. Yes, it's pretty good. I remember 42nd Street from the 80s before New York City turned into Disneyland. The book certainly brought back memories. Ouch, Borderlands. Low blow, Jeff. Low blow. Yeah, I didn't say they're there yet, but they're very close. Now with typos, that's Borderlands Turf, you know? They do the typos like nobody else. Anybody could give you a perfect book. Borderlands gives you the typos. And so I think now that we have CD doing that, they're like, how okay, never delivering product hasn't gotten us canceled by the customer base yet. What if when we finally give them the product, it's just like unreadable? Like there are typos everywhere. What if that? I don't know, Richie. If they haven't canceled us by now, we'll give it a shot. Send out that magazine we've had sitting in the back for 4 or 5 years. Do you guys hear the cat? I don't know if the mic's picking up. My cat, Couch Kitty, she's mad about CD too. It's not food she wants, my friend. Gauntlet Borderlands don't have paper shortages because they use toilet paper. I love it. I love it. Yeah, they don't have, I don't know. They just go to the dime store, cut out the paper block from a paperback, slam it in a hardcover, and glad that's not chill. Yeah, it is Couch Kitty. So glad for Brian James Freeman that he left when he did. I think people might have been more skeptical of his press if he had stuck with CD all this time and was starting LP now. Yeah, no, he had to make the break. I think Richard Chismar should have just tossed the keys, like not even sold it to Brian James Freeman, because CD probably has tons of debt. So it's a worthless business to buy. Probably. I don't know. I didn't send Mitch in there to go look. So we'll have Mitch go look at the books. But I imagine it's a burdened business, and that it'll be very difficult to turn it around. But if Richard Chismar had tossed the keys to Brian James Freeman, he could have saved the legacy and done all of his work. But I'm glad he went with Levidian. I'm glad he did the clean break. Better for him, better for us, better for the authors. And you know, We Hear sounds like a pig screaming for its life. Pig. She's looking for her husband, Mr. Milo. I know. What are you going to do? I think, Potato, we just let her out. Yeah, I think the cat's like, get a haircut. I don't know. I think these lights are too bright. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, it's better. Did you guys get the Hex shipping email? Yes. No, I didn't get a shipping email. I got a have you moved email for Hex. SUNTUP. Hex. It is on its way shortly, but I got a shipping notice for The Omen. Now, what I think Paul should have done is, yes, shipped them both at the same thing. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. You got them. Have you moved for both Hex and Poe? Wow. That's awesome. Damn. Wow. I didn't get it for Poe. I got 2 emails, one for Hex and one for Poe. All right, well, I got to look. Love the upgrade we got for Hex. Now I got to look. Wow, let me see. Was it wait a second. One for Hex. So was it the Poe was it the Poe AE that you got a shipping notice for, or have you moved? I had a shipping notice for the numbered Omen. Yeah, that's what I got too. Within a few minutes of each other. So the Poe AE. Okay, yeah. So the Poe AE is shipping with the Hex Classic Edition. If you didn't know, it's signed by Thomas Oldehuvelt. Have you ever seen a Thomas Oldehuvelt signature? I gotta pull my shirt down. If you've not seen a Thomas Oldehuvelt signature, yeah, from me jeans on, then this is what you're gonna get. That is a Thomas Oldehuvelt signature. It's big. It's worth the money, man. It's worth the money. It's definitely like opposite of Josh Malerman signature. Oh, you haven't seen one and you'll wait. I'm sorry if I just spoiled it. I got the Poe AE when there were only 3 left in stock. FOMO in effect. That's funny. Yeah. So that's cool. Here we are. Walk. Speaking of the Poe book, so glad to see the artist Kelly. Yes. You were saying that, Jason. He was disappointed I couldn't interview her. She's a wonderful person that I knew pretty well when we were both younger. So happy for her. She did incredible work in that Poe book. That art is stunning. I'm kudos to that. And I'm so sorry I couldn't interview her. Just could not get anything lined up. I'm trying to get interviews lined up for the next book. The art for the next book is amazing. And I'm tempted to say more. Not obviously tell you who the artist is, but that this artist, we've seen this artist's work in the small press community before, prominently. And I think everybody will be very pleased when they see this. So, on the next SUNTUP title. Oh, so good. It's the best. Looks like Couch Kitty talked across the book with ink on her claws. Walked. No, she better not. Oh, you flipped to a different tab. Oh, well, his signature. I hope you like it. I got the have you moved email for Poe AE too. Nice. Francois Glenn Chadbourne. I'm not laughing at Francois. I was laughing at the Glenn Chadbourne thing. What's wrong with Couch Kitty? Couch Kitty's in a mood. Couch Kitty's in that springtime mood. She's screaming about it. What upgrade is the numbered and lettered hex getting? Because I give 0 Fs about AE buyers. You keep doing this, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. I don't think they're getting any upgrades because the product is so perfect as it is. I got you beat. I bought Curious Kings, the Blade itself standard the other day when I surfed their site. So glad someone dropped that one for me to get. Nice. Kitty and Heat. I'm blanking on the hint. I remember one sounded like it could be Legion, another Amityville. I don't remember the hint for the third book. What were the guesses were? The guesses, the consensus guesses were Legion, Amityville Horror, and Psycho. Yeah, Psycho. My money's on Psycho. So nothing for us. Got it. Nothing but an insanely awesome book. Yeah, Psycho for sure. Because we don't care about you either. The AE tier is going to go to war with the numbered tier collectors, and that's going to be difficult. That's going to be a difficult time in my life because you're all my friends. Oh yeah, Psycho. I don't have a good edition of Psycho. I have a paperback of Psycho sitting around. What was the April guess? April was the guess was Legion. My Hannibal Rising arrived today, and I got the hex email. SUNTUP is churning them out. I have 6 boxes waiting to be shelved. You can't make promises you can't keep. I'll go for Amityville. Always liked that book / movie. I never read the book. I think I saw the movie, once. Way, way back when. 3 for me. I need Legion, Amityville, and Psycho. If Hell House is April, I need it too. You're going to get them all like Pokemons. I also got my Rising today. It lies here unopened. Legion, don't recall that one. Who wrote it? This William Peter Blatty, Legion. It's the sequel to The Exorcist. And it was an awesome movie. It was Exorcist 3, starring Brad Dourif and George C. Scott. It's a great movie, great book, and this has been long out of print. This is a first edition. I have 2 of them. I don't know why. Oh, one we got we inherited from a relative. But I read it. I loved it. Loved it. It was on HBO every few hours back in 1985. Wow. The guesses are correct. I'll probably be in for Psycho only. Got to say that Legion doesn't interest me at all. Really? Did you read it? Maybe it's not Legion. I do know, but I'm not telling you guys if it is or if it isn't. I have the paperback of Legion. Yeah, I loved it. I love that book. I'm long overdue for a reread of Legion, and all the speculation got me wanting to reread it. And I got to reread Exorcist too. I also got the latest from Encyclopocalypse, the thinner scripts. I saw those 2 shooting scripts, one by Tom Holland, the other by Michael McDowell. Wow. Yeah, I've been noticing a lot from Encyclopocalypse. I don't like that name, but they're really ramping up, and it looks cool. It looks very cool. They're the ones that did my Jeff Strands, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I guess I don't have to show you guys everything, right? So, yeah. Yeah, Encyclopocalypse, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Jeff Strand. Check them out. They're a lot of fun. I think they're doing the Fright Night novelization as well. Cool stuff, man. I need Legion and Psycho. Legion more than Psycho, though. I was hoping for another Joe Hill book or King. Yeah, you probably get another Joe Hill book before you get another SUNTUP King. I read Legion, but so long ago I don't remember it at all. It was very cool. It was like a possession story, where instead of a young girl, I think it's a elderly person with dementia. I've not read it. I suppose I should. The Exorcist just always struck me as a story that should not have a sequel. It really this is kind of different. It really doesn't have it's not a sequel. It is, but it isn't. So it's hard to explain. Amityville Horror, which is not a great book in my opinion. Psycho is a great read. Plumber Butt Opportunity wasted. I got a signed first edition of Legion for just under $9 at Second and Charles. That was a fun day. Wow. That's stupid. What is wrong with people? That is a great grab, man. Congrats. Most pumped I've been for a SUNTUP quarter in a while. Yeah, he did say all three are horror books. So it's getting back to the horror jam. Horror is the jam. And we're getting horror shipped to us. So Omen, Hex, Poe book is already printed. What else? What were the other ones? There was Hex. Dark Matter should be soon, the numbered. The Outsiders is delayed a while. If You See Her, the classic edition should be shipping soon. Zombie is close. Hannibal Rising, the numbered edition, is close. Yeah, and then Poe. So there's a lot coming, man, and it's good stuff. I wonder if SUNTUP will ever do an edition of First Blood so I can burn my Gauntlet copy. Oh, I'm getting notes. This hasn't happened in a while. Just read it. Okay. Any Animal Farm numbered updates, Paul? Okay, so I'm Paul to you. Animal Farm. I mean, I'm just going off the site. It's a while, It's waiting on bookbinding. The printing and cases are done. Just needs bookbinding. So I don't have any information on that. I mean, obviously it's letterpress. Well, the bookbinding, it's all printed. So that's not any sort of hang up. We'll see, man. Huzzah, producer Jill. Was First Blood a bad production? I was tempted to buy it at the time. Yes, we need a SUNTUP First Blood. I mean, Jason, I don't know if you want to burn anything you got from Gauntlet. You might get toxic fumes because they probably use very shady materials. It's probably highly toxic. So if you do burn it, keep distant. Maybe get the EPA involved because you might contaminate the water table. I don't know, man. I just would stay away from it. I think what you should do is put it in plastic, put it in a box, put that box in the ground, then pour concrete all around it, seal it off. I think that's the only safe way to get rid of a Gauntlet book. Go on Fans of SUNTUP. all good updates there. You're a troublemaker. Oh, you're a troublemaker, Joshua. It wasn't terrible by Gauntlet standards, but nothing special. Well, nothing special should be the Gauntlet tagline. Gauntlet Publications, nothing special here. Would Stallone sign it? That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. So what else do we have to talk about this evening? I ranted about the CD, Miscatonic, SUNTUP, yeah, Omen and Hex, all that. So if Sly signed it, I would have to try for a numbered. That would be my first numbered SUNTUP. Damn. You want it that bad, huh? I never read First Blood. So I don't know. I'm a little thirsty, producer Jill. Oh, by the way, I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to Russell. It was his birthday recently. It was like within the last few days. And well, since I only go live on Monday, it's my only opportunity to say happy birthday, Russell. Hope you make it out to Tennessee soon. And happy birthday until then. See, this is what I do when I go off script. I'm never on script, so it's kind of like I shouldn't be awkward. But happy birthday, Russell. Yes. Great guy. He also did the No Gnome. He is the crafter of the prized No Gnome. This is amazing. This is channel history right there. The No Gnome will be right here. I'll put him right here. You can still see his hat. You can see his hat. Jason needs his King of Tulsa sig. Happy birthday to Russell. Yes, happy birthday, Russell. So, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, I drew some David Bowie pictures. I don't know if you guys want to see it. It's David Bowie. Yeah, I know. If I just held it up, you'd be like, "Oh, that's David Bowie." If I didn't say it, this is David Bowie pondering some serious things. Look at that. And then this is David Bowie, like as a corpse, I guess. So, you could buy these. You could buy this one for $1,000 because it's got two. You know, it's got two. If Sly ever signed anything for me, I would request that it be done as Cobra. Cobra. What about Tango and Cash? Who is he? Cash? Tango and Cash. I love the book, but the movie had a better ending. David Morrell agreed. Oh, nice. If you put round glasses on it, it'd look like Harry Potter. Oh, are you talking about? Yes. Yes, my David Bowie. Marion Corbretti. I don't remember Cobra, but I remember Tango and Cash. Great stuff, man. It was a great time to be alive. Then now the world's crazy. What else do we have to talk about? Okay, Thunderstorm, New Strand, Keene, Ronald Kelly, and then there's still some boys in the valley. I don't know why. We talked about that earlier. Fun fact, Cobra was built on a combination of Sly's version of the script for Beverly Hills Cop and the novel that was the basis for the movie Fair Game that had Cindy Crawford in it. Wow. That's funny. That's funny. Wow. All right. I had no idea, but I can totally see Beverly Hills Cop connections. Oh, and then he was Judge Dredd, you know? Judge Dredd Drockett. Okay. So here's a funny thing. I reviewed, I don't know if you've seen it, but I reviewed it 11/22/63. Wow. The reactions I've gotten to my review, I shared it on Hans's own Books of Horror, and there are people saying it is a masterpiece. It is their favorite book ever. No more drawings. He was the demolition man as well. Yes, he was. Um, they're saying this book, they're like, I would not change a word. Oh, wait, I'm like 11, 22, 63. Like there's a I could see people liking the book. I could see them liking it a tremendous lot, but to call it a masterpiece or something that's you wouldn't change a word. I mean, I believe that they feel that way and I respect their opinion, but I just can't see it. I'm like, this wait, 11, 22, 63. Not at all. You wouldn't change it at all. I'm just surprised that this book is so beloved. I knew people really liked it, but it's almost like a cult following because I, and I think what strikes me is I just can't see people going that gaga for that book because it was okay. It was good. I gave it 4 stars. Upon reflection, I might want to downgrade that to 3.5. But to be a masterpiece, like to me, that's The Road. Don't Let Them Get You Down, Butcher Boy. These are all, those are all perfect books. The Road is perfection beyond perfection. That is, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can disagree with that opinion and probably do. But 11, I mean, like 11, 22, 63. It was good, and King's brilliant, and the time travel and all that stuff was really interesting and thought provoking. And I attributed, I said it's a perfect ending for a King book, and then somebody in the comments, which I have to respond to on my review, said that his son actually gave him the idea for the ending. So that's not even his ending, but perfect. I don't know. What do you? I've read it, liked it very much, and yeah, that's fine. It's Books of Horror. um, you're a true talent. I don't know if that's. I don't know if I'm a true talent. Yep. Over 32,000 members. Some wackos will be in the crowd. I love horror, and horror fans are so very enthusiastic. No apologies. No, they shouldn't apologize either. But that's their opinion. But I mean, I wouldn't even consider 11/22/63 horror. It's not horror. I mean, there are some horrific things that happen, but I mean, this book was King writing for King. It's very self-indulgent. It is. He's got everything in there, from hating the 50s to hating Dallas to hating husbands who are violent to their wives, which is acceptable by all means. That is a very legitimate hate. But these are all the things that King keeps going back to. And then some inappropriate things that King keeps going back to that are like, dude, you need to either. I hope nothing comes out about Stephen King later on in life. I remember when the whole thing with Bill Cosby came out and what an animal he was, like Predator. That was shocking because the guy was like a saint to me. And he was like Mr. Rogers. He was up there. Hilarious, brilliant, and wholesome. Like you knew it was too good to be true, but you didn't want it to be too good to be true. And then that comes out, and you can't look at the guy now and you feel so betrayed because he was so wholesome. Well, not that Stephen King was wholesome, but he's given enough clues in his books that, man, I'm just like, dude, this this stuff is a little, you could tell he's writing for himself in some parts. Some of it's just cringy, man. There's one scene in particular where he dances with a little girl that I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'll warn you though, if following a protagonist with despicable characteristics is not your bag, you may not enjoy the book at all. Wait. Uh, wait. Where? Oh, Starting Price of Thorns. Okay. I've read it, liked it very much. I would change something about the book. I would change just how damn good it is and make me not cry at the end. Well, there were some tear-jerky moments, but to me, you got, I don't know, you lost sight of Kennedy in the book. Like, it just became small town life. I don't know. I and I mean, the ending was touching, and there were parts that were touching, but kind of wrought, too much. Perfect is in the eye of the beholder. I can't believe you of all people are making fun of other people's choices. Well, I'm not. No. To be clear, I'm not making fun of other people's choices. I'm just trying to rationalize or trying to make sense of that opinion for that book. I can't justify it in my brain. They just don't line up. So I'm not making fun of anything. I read it. I would give it a B, though I thought too formulaic and could have been better. Okay. I'll warn you, though, of following a protagonist with Okay, so yes. Well, I'm still here at the Jeff word. Yes, a despicable protagonist. 11/22/63 was sci-fi historical. Yes. I think your thumbnail was triggering to the devotees. Yeah, I wrote a fistful of cringe and I did say I love the book. Excellent beginning, excellent ending. There's cringy things in there. There are things that I will admit the book could have been near perfect had an editor slapped some reality into Stephen King. 11/22/63 is one of my favorite time travel books, along with Jack Finney's Time and Again. Well, that's good. I do like it. I'd like to see an abridged version. Let me just say that. Okay, I finally read The Road, and I don't agree with your assertion that it's a masterpiece, but I still respect your opinion. See, and that's what it should be like. And I respect all those people's opinions about 11/22/63. I just don't agree with them. I can't justify it. So because it doesn't add up for you, then those people are wrong and you're right. No, I'm just no. By masterpiece, I'm very choosy. I think King's Mystery is a masterpiece and different seasons, but I still enjoyed. Yeah, I'm right with you, Hans. I think when you use that word and say I wouldn't change a thing, those are that's high praise. I mean, I don't even think that way of The Stand. And that's my favorite King book. Oh, you're so right about Cosby. Who's my TV dad? Oh, yeah, it's terrible. I agree, but the time travel and Kennedy thing seemed, to beat plot. I think I just like soft core romance novels. It did. I think it's interesting because the guy was trying to save the world, and then he's tried to save his own life, and it shows you what people. I mean, that's kind of my take on it. I'm not going to say whether he saves the world or he saves his life. And it isn't my favorite book. I really liked it, but it isn't his best by any means, in my humble opinion. I completely agree with that. Like I said in the review, I would probably put it in the top 11 or 12. It was a really good King book. After hearing Jeff's description, I keep picturing the predator monster ripping its mask off to reveal it's being played by Bill Cosby. He's going to offer everybody a pudding pop. My father was an editor, and Stephen King sent him a story once. Yeah, wow, that's huge. I don't know if Stephen King can be edited now. See, I always want Stephen King books to go on forever. They could be 5,000 pages and I'd want more. That's how I used to be. Like when the unabridged stand came out, I'm like, hells yeah. And I'm glad that came out. But it's not really about length. And there are relationships that King puts you in. You do bond with his characters really easily. And you don't like to see them go. And you don't want to end the book. And it can feel a little bit of mourning. You're in a little bit of grief after you close the Stephen King book. I'll admit all that. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm sorry. In the middle of that book, I'm like, okay, well, I hope it gets back to its former glory. And then it did. So at the end of it all, I was happy. And then yeah, I did have nitpicky things. Jeff, have you read both versions of The Stand? Yes. And the unabridged one is better. You get more, but that's a book where it demands all of that space. It's huge. It needs that level of detail. 11/22/63 really didn't. I think Stephen King kind of got really happy with that little life he created, and I think he wanted to live back there. And so it turned into a small town drama romance instead of. And I will say the plot elements were brilliant where let me just say the past doesn't want to be changed. And so all the things that happen along the way as this person is on their quest to stop the Kennedy assassination, all the things that happen along the way are super interesting and really great. You felt like a completely original time travel story. I'm glad of those limitations, like I said in the reviews, because it's not like this character could have gone into any place in the past and just picked it out of random and punched the numbers into a machine and went back there and said, I'm going to go and, I'm going to go and assassinate a pope or something. I don't know. Like he was, or kill Hitler, he was forced into that decision. And there was only one really great decision he could have made that impacted a lot of history. So that's what he went for. But the repercussions were things I just totally didn't expect. And it was great. And in that way, it was very satisfying. I just think it could have been shortened by probably 50 to 100 pages. Mike is here. Hello, Mike. But it's no revival, right? My TV dad died in 87. Same as the actual dad. Damn. Revival, I read and I'm going to reread it. That had a great ending. I love the darkness of that ending, but I actually thought that was bloated. I think that could have been an awesome novella because I didn't care about the characters. I don't know. I haven't read Revival yet, but my letterpress publications, it's not Levidian, makes me really want to love it. Yeah. Oh my God. That's the best case to reread that book. Never read The Stand. I saw both miniseries and it didn't seem my thing. No, The Stand isn't going to translate on. I didn't see the Whoopi Goldberg Stand. I saw the one with Rob Lowe, but I didn't see the new one. They're just not going to translate to the book. You got to read the book. Book's awesome. Hey, Jeff, I'm sorry I'm late today. I love your videos so much. Stay safe. Oh, Russell, I wished you a happy birthday earlier. Happy birthday. I don't know why I sound so weird, but happy birthday. Glad you're here. And I hope you come out to Tennessee soon. The whoopee stand is a burning dumpster. Don't even. Okay. I didn't need that stay away edict, but I'll abide. I'll abide by it. So, yes, I just didn't realize, do not watch the new version. So bad. I did like the original one, the first one with Rob Lowe as Nick Andros, Molly Ringwald, and Gary Sinise as Stu Redman. I thought that was really good, but it's a it's a it's a poor photocopy of a masterpiece. There, I used the word. It's a poor copy of a great. It's just not the same as the book. Oh, so anyway, I just was shocked that it was so revered. Like, you can like it, you can love it, but the reverence, I stand corrected. Anyway, so I had to do a palette cleanser. The original is pretty good. The new one sucks. I gave up when Lincoln Tunnel turned into a sewer. Ooh. That's kind of intriguing. Makes me want to watch it. I got a hair right here. How long have I had that? It's not like I got a producer watching this. Nothing. So I needed something else to read that was short and not at all like deeply thought-provoking. So I read Gone to See the Riverman. I'm going to do my review tomorrow. I wanted also to dip my toe into extreme horror. And this, I don't know. This wasn't my idea of extreme horror. It is disturbing. There's some sick stuff in there, but the sick stuff has nothing to do with gore or murder or blood or anything like that. There is some of that. But read Gone to See the Riverman, pretty damn good. I thought it started out excellent, but by the end of it, I just felt like it was a funhouse ride. Like, it was all the scares were like cardboard cutouts and didn't have any teeth. Like, I wasn't really worried. And I think that might have to do with what you learn about the main character. By the time you get to the end, maybe you don't care what happens. And so I'd give it 3 stars. It was good. I definitely want to read more Christopher Triana because he's a great writer. He's a good writer. He's a very good writer. I said great, and then I felt like maybe that's too much. But he's a very good writer, and the story had depth, and the characters had dimension, and like I said, the premise was really awesome. This the open where there's a woman, she's pen pals with this brutal serial killer, and she wants to study him and maybe do a documentary about him, but the fascination goes a little deeper than that, and that's all I'm going to say. But it just didn't live up to it. I will say there's one thing that sticks with me about this book, and that's the description of one character's hands. Oh man, it was sick. Oh, and there's, yeah, like I said, there's all the trauma. There's a lot of psychological trauma in this book. You know, it wasn't my idea of what extreme horror is. So maybe I don't know what extreme horror is. I don't want to go for the gross out stuff, and I don't want to go just for the torture stuff. And this was a really well-written book. I just feel like it lost its way by the end. And it's thin, so how can it lose its way so quickly? But good book. And I have a Cold Place for Dying by him, and I want to read that next of his. But I am going to read it. I'm excited to read it. So, Jeff, I remember you saying recently that you had some info on upcoming SST announcements. Care to give some hints? I'm starting to get withdrawal with a lack of SST to order. I will say people will be very happy with upcoming titles. I was very upset because of the Bind Freeze situation that SST is going to be producing books, I will absolutely need borderline want to have, or see how I did that. There will be books I will absolutely want / borderline need to have that he's coming out with. And I think, Jason, you'll be very happy as well. Now I'm trying to remember if you would or wouldn't. I don't know. But yes, I don't want to give any hints because then I'm sloppy and I might give too much of a hint. I didn't think that the new series was that bad. Not a fan of Mother Abigail or Trash Can Man characters in it. Oh, that's bad because Mother Abigail and Trash Can Man were awesome in the first one. Grim Oaks has tried more than once to get the rights to make special editions of the Dark Tower, but haven't been successful. Really? Wow. Well, I heard that Folio was doing it. If they had gotten that'd have been bonkers. But Grant's going to hold on to them. Good recent King adaptations, Mr. Mercedes, The Outsider, Mr. Harrigan's Phone. 1922, yes. Big Driver, Dr. Sleep, Director's Cut. It 1 and 2. So I'll agree with 1922, It 1 and 2. I didn't see the other ones, but I would add Gerald's Game. I loved it. If the Dark Tower is made as a special edition, I'm going to be struggling. Oh my God, so will I. The 90s, it was great spider scene. Oh, the 90s It was great. Yeah, but if you watch the 90s It now after seeing the one from 2017, it's a little hokey. It's a little too colorful. Like Harry Anderson's shirts are too colorful. I don't know. It just seemed very childish. I don't know if that's the right word. Oh, no insights. Just read Sean Speakman's interview on Collectible Bookfall. Damn. No, not really extreme horror. More psychological horror for me. Yeah, it's very psychological. There's some parts that they're revolting, man. Not sure if anyone else mentioned it yet, but got my Have You Moved for Hex? Yes, we were talking about that. We are all jazzed. I showed Thomas Oldehuvelt signature to get everybody excited for how awesome that will be when they get it. Yes, Gerald's Game was excellent. I forgot that one. Yeah. Garbage recent King adaptation. Firestarter, Bag of Bones, The Mist, Under the Dome. Waiting for Grady's Southern Book Club to come out. Yeah, that's next. The Mist movie was great. The series is not. The Dark Tower film totally missed. Yeah, he looked like a Harry Potter movie. The 90s, it was good for its time, but it was network TV. Yes. Yeah, you need to push it to I'm excited for Welcome to Derry. That's going to be a TV series on HBO Max, I think. Now Max is drawing fire for Dissing the Mist. He meant the TV series, everyone. Oh, Hans, I know how it feels now. Now you know how it feels because everybody's gunning for you. You don't like their masterpiece. I have 2 more things to mention, then I got to get out of here. Subpress put up Jade Shards by Fonda Lee, the pre-order. It was already sold out. It went quickly. Bring it. It went quickly. So I don't know if anybody's excited for that. Sorry if you missed it. I'm telling you, I'm like this close to just canceling my Subpress newsletter subscription. It's not costing me anything, but the fact is they never release anything I have any interest in. But the other thing is something I am interested in, but I'm not buying because I don't have the other ones. Mr. Harrigan's Phone was awesome. Yeah, I gotta watch it. I did a YouTube short about it where Stephen King asked, "What do you think this message was on Mr. Harrigan's Phone?" And he listed a bunch of cryptic texts. And Chizmar said, it meant chizzy chiz hug. Wow. So I had to create a mug, you know all that. Now you can fondly, oh man. Now I can fondly remember it. But okay, so Wolf Hunt 3 is coming out from Weird House, which tells me that they are bailing out Dark Regions. They're going to put out whatever remainders of Dark Regions exist and then probably close up Dark Regions. I don't know. Me too, Jeff. Only thing I want from them anymore is the Lansdale books they do. Yeah. After 2 months of waiting, saying it was the Royal Mail strike fallout, they just canceled my order for a signed Hendrix, How to Sell a Haunted House, saying they couldn't get copies any longer. Wait, SST, Ron? Oh, Waterstones. Wow. Wow. So was that the trade? Yeah, I mean, that's the only one. I'm getting my Hendrixes mixed up. Wow. Damn, sorry, Ron. Deserves honorable mention, the Gray Matter adaptation from Creepshow TV show. I'm now up on my filmed king. Special signed with blue edge stain. Oh, dang, that stinks, man. But it wasn't like a limited edition. It was, yeah. Oh, I mean, it was kind of, you know what I mean? It wasn't by SST or a publishing house like that. I got to hit the hay. Good night. Okay, good night. So now I'm out on the hunt. Oh, and it's going to cost you probably. Well, anyway, that's all I had for tonight. Got a lot going on, a lot of anger, but I got it out of my system. Avoid Miscatonic, avoid CD till they get their stuff together, but they won't. Stay frosty, you know that, all that stuff. Should save that for the end. But what was Weird House sending out 14 haunted houses of pre-order with an April release date? Huh? That 14 haunted houses? I don't know. I didn't see that, Jason. I got 13 haunted houses, but I didn't know there was another one. I'm on the hunt for the numbered horns. Oh, pricey, new body. Pricey. There are people you could talk to. Go to the Fans of SUNTUP page. I'm sure you could find somebody. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it shouldn't have been a pre-order. Jason, that is on my shelf. That's been out for a long time. So yeah. Oh, also, I got this in the mail. VJ Books Trade Edition, Donut Legion. And I heard it's better than Moon Lake, and I haven't read Moon Lake yet. And then this one is on my TBR, and it's up there because Philip Fracassi said he loved it. A lot of people I respect say they loved it, so I need to read it. Not horror and probably not germane to our conversations here, but Confederacy of Dunces, and I want to read it. Saw it in their newsletter today. Okay. I got the previous Fonda Leave from Subpress, so I got an early pre-order link. I suspect since they're first sold out, it was going to go fast after pre-orders are made. I have a signed Donut Legion coming too from Murder by the Book. Confederacy of Dunces is so good. Fonda lives here in the Pacific Northwest, and a friend. Her Jade series is rocking. Well, yeah, I've never started, and so some of these titles just shoot over my head. I like the cover art, but of course, don't judge a book by the cover. I haven't bought Donut Legion yet, hoping to skip the trade if SST does it. Yeah, I don't have inside info on that. You know what? I'm gonna look. I'm not gonna give anything away, so don't you worry. Paul Fry. Don't worry, Paul Fry. But Okay, so they didn't say it there. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Now that I'm looking at his email. Wait. Oh, wait. I don't want reflections. Um, it's hard to tease really without folks guessing what I'll be publishing. Between us, I'm doing blank, 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 and blank. Oh, I will say, there will be a lot of happy people. There will be a lot of happy people. Not better than Moon Lake, but pretty good. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go. Can't buy everything. The house will collapse in the weight of books for sure. So I'm gonna go. I gotta go. I almost spoiled some things for Paul Fry, and I'm glad I didn't. And any of them brand new authors to SST. So okay, which blank is best? I don't know. I will say, of the list he sent me, of the list he sent me, none of them were brand new authors to SST. Of the list he sent me, I don't know what else he has in the works, but that very dank list, mwah, Jeff's kiss, mwah, is no brand new authors to SST. Oh, so good night. Yes, producer Jill is pulling the plug. I've got to go. I'll be back when the week is new. I'll have more books to share with you, and you'll have things you want to talk about, and I will too. But Paul Fry won't let me. Jeff's kiss. Oh, Jill, we got to do a merch shirt with my silhouette like this, and it says Jeff's kiss. That's it. Love the idea, new body. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. I'll be back next Monday. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to come back next Monday, see how it goes. See if we could do this for an 83rd week in a row. Until then, you all be good to each other. It's a stupid, stupid world out there. And I love our little corner of it. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. So good night. Stay frosty.